Tonight, we are going back over a century onto the decks of a ship you know well by name. The Titanic, a name spoken so often with an air of tragedy that the shape of the word itself seems heavy. Why it sucked to be a steerage passenger on the Titanic. Imagine yourself descending narrow staircases, lit by bare bulbs. The air grows warmer with every step. The faint tang of machine oil mixes with something heavier, blend of damp wood, stale air, and the faint salt of the sea seeping into the hull. Here, in third-class steerage, the glamour fades quickly. The ceilings are low. The walls, painted in plain colors, seem almost to sweat in the humid breath of so many people sharing the same space. Steerage was the cheapest way across the Atlantic in 1912. It was designed, above all, to be efficient, not comfortable, not private. Cabins were shared 6-8, sometimes 10 people to a room. Bunks were narrow, stacked 2 or 3 high. The thin mattresses were filled with horsehair or straw, and though clean at the start of the journey, they quickly absorbed the human sense of the voyage. The constant sound of the engines was your lullaby, and your alarm clock an unending thrum in the walls and floor. The vibration was not harsh, but it was unshakable, as though the very bones of the ship were always murmuring to you. The dining area was functional, long wooden tables and benches, not chairs. Food was plain boiled potatoes, bread, porridge, and occasionally a cut of meat, often mutton. Stew was a favorite, because it could be ladled quickly for many, and kept warm for hours. If you were used to better fare, you might call it bland. If you came from hardship, it might taste hearty and sustaining. Bathrooms shared, limited, and utilitarian wore down the corridor. The luxury of fresh water was rationed. You learned to wash quickly, and not linger. And always, there was the reminder, you were not allowed above a certain deck without permission. The separation between first class, second, and steerage was not just physical light, was cultural, enforced by doors, gates, and the subtle watch of crew members. Yet life in steerage was not without its small joys. People sang together folk songs in Irish, Norwegian, Italian, and dozens of other tongues. Children ran the narrow hallways, dodging adults and giggling. There was a sense of community here. For all the discomfort, people talked about their hopes for America or Canada. They shared bread, stories, and the occasional smuggled bottle of drink. Still, when night came, and you lay in your narrow bunk, the air was thick and close. Above you, several decks away, people dined with fine silver, danced to a string quartet, and drank champagne. You might wonder what that world was like. But for now, you were here deep in the ship's belly, trusting the steel, the rivets, and the hum of the engines to carry you safely across the sea.